Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over some quick updates on the used car market and dive a little bit into credit as well. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So Cox Automotive releases a market report every single week, and typically I just go through, read the market report, and then I just move on. I don't really make a video on it, but I think that this week's market report is pretty interesting, and so I wanted to share it with all of you. So what this report states is that used car sales are still declining on the retail side of things. What has basically been shown over the course of the last few months is that sales have been steady, but steady in a bad way, because usually during this time of the year, used car sales are increasing, and that is not what we are seeing. And so because retail sales are softening, the wholesale market is seeing prices continue to decline. And you have to remember, this is happening at the exact same time that the new car market is actually doing pretty well. Yes, there are some brands that are struggling to sell their cars because, well, they decided to frankly just price them too high or just build too much of the wrong type of vehicle. But overall, new car sales are up this year, whereas used car sales are actually down. I mean, year over year, it's like an 11% decline is what we saw last month. And so it'll be interesting to see how this, tracks moving forward. We'll kind of talk about that towards the end of the video. But yeah, used car sales are continuing to decline alongside the values. Now, there is a credit side of this report that I found pretty interesting. Consumers are still spending with credit. The spending is declining, but basically what this report states is that if people are going to spend money, they're going to spend money with credit, but there's fewer people going out and spending money, which I guess shows that the overall economy is starting to contract. But this is happening at the same time that, well, credit availability is dropping. So it makes sense as to why there are fewer people spending with credit, because there are just fewer people that are able to get access to credit. And I think this is very important for both the new car market and the used car market, because with the new car market, like 80-85% of buyers will buy with credit. And then with the used car market, it's right around 50% of buyers will buy with credit. And so most of the car market purchases a vehicle with credit. And so if credit spending is declining at the same time that credit availability is also declining, then that shows that, well, sales are most likely going to decline. But at the same time, it's kind of contradicting what's happening in the new car market, because, well, sales aren't exactly declining. And so let's talk about what all of this means for the car market moving forward, and kind of why these things are all kind of happening all at once. So first off, when it comes to the used car market declining in price, I think that this is very important. This is definitely needed, because again, used cars are definitely overvalued. And if used cars, pull down enough in price, then this will actually pull some people out of the new car market that have been pushed into the new car market because of used car prices. And so then this will actually help bring down some new car prices in the form of bigger discounts to convince people to buy new over used. And so I think it's actually a really good thing for the overall health of the market to increase volume and to increase and improve affordability for consumers, both with new cars and with pre-owned cars. And another effect that I think that these declines might have is it might actually help increase the supply in the used car market, because right now the supply is really low. There's only like a 40-day supply on the retail side of things. And so if everyone sees that values are declining, then you're going to see a lot of dealers and, just individuals that have cars try to get rid of their cars now while the values are higher before they decline more. And so that will obviously naturally increase supply and frankly, most likely increase the rate of decline in prices. And again, the rate is actually, I forgot to mention that earlier, but the rate is actually increasing right now. And so it'd be kind of like a positive feedback loop. Again, too soon to tell if that's what's going to happen, but there is definitely a chance of that happening. Now, when it comes to the credit thing and how this kind of all ties in, again, it's a little bit of a confusing situation, because you'd think that with credit tightening that this would cause declines in not only the used car market, but also the new car market, and that's not what we're seeing. It seems like the used car market is getting impacted the most, whereas the new car market is not getting impacted nearly as much. And I think this is for a number of reasons. First off, with the new car market, a lot of the gains that we're seeing are from fleet sales, and a lot of these companies and the government and all that stuff that purchase these fleet vehicles don't always use credit to purchase these vehicles. A lot of times they'll pay cash, And so the interest rates and credit availability, that doesn't really matter for them. And on the consumer side of things, there are a lot more people paying cash for vehicles than what we historically see. And so I think that's another, reason as to why we're still seeing strong new car sales. And, despite the fact that credit is tightening. With that being said, in the long term, we could potentially see a big slowdown with new car sales and even a potential decline, even though we've seen, big increases this year, because, once all these people that are paying cash and once all these fleets get filled up, then, the regular buyers that use credit, the only way they're going to buy is if credit's available. And if it's not available at that time, you could see declines. Again, too soon to tell on that side of things as well. But anyways, I want you guys to let me know what you think about this whole situation with the used car market continuing to decline in terms of sales and price. And then, what you think this is going to mean for us moving forward. I'll see you.